What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Just more kind of me wanting to discuss and rant a little bit. So a little different, but we are using full self-driving beta here. I just turned it on, and there was more, news articles. They come out, seems to be once a week or every couple of weeks of look at all these crazy, dangerous examples of beta testers almost dying and all this, dramatic stuff. Never mind that I have, hundreds of hours of driving footage at this point on YouTube. They just take a few seconds of a clip, don't, exactly credit me, maybe say dirty Tesla, but don't link the page, whatever. And, make it look like it's really scary and this needs to be taken off the roads and whatever. Well, that's fine. I'm not here to argue that beta is good or bad or whatever. I don't care. I really don't care about that. What I care about is just pretty much the straight lying that goes on in a lot of these articles. And, I saw this one and it says something about driver struggles to take over, and it wasn't from my video. I don't know whose video it was from. So the car did all that on its own, all the lane change and things you just saw. So, there's no struggling to take over here. It's, in that aspect, it's like any car that you drive. In that, yes, my car can try to change lanes, and it can try to do turns, and it can try to accelerate and brake and do all these things. If at any point I'm not comfortable with what it's doing, I simply don't let it do that thing. And it's very simple to take over. You have multiple options. Number one, you can press up on this stalk. That double little chime you heard there means I'm fully in control again. You can double click, and now the car is driving once again. So I'm gonna kind of show you how I actually use the system rather than my normal videos where I let it, kind of push it to the limit and kind of see what it can do because we're curious, and you don't want to see me driving around, you want to see the car driving around. So we let it do its thing, right, and drive around. But that's not how I use it normally. That is not how most people normally use it. Of course, every once in a while, I'll be not filming and something interesting is happening and I'll say, okay, let's see how it does. But that's not the norm. The norm is for me right here, we barely had a little slowdown, my foot is on the accelerator already. In a video, I may have let that go, because you don't want to see me push the accelerator, you don't want to see me drive, you want to see the car do its thing. So I also want to demonstrate how easy it is to take over. So I showed you the first option. Option number two, you can simply move the steering wheel. So here's one hand, there, I took over, I'm steering, but the car is still doing the speed. I can click up on the stalk or touch the brake and take over the speed as well. Let me get past this red light and continue. Okay, so again, we're going here. It's just a straight road. There's really nothing too crazy. But of course, when you're driving a car, any car, my Tesla, your Ford, you're paying attention. You shouldn't be texting. You shouldn't be looking off to the side. You shouldn't be doing those things. You're in control of your car. And with beta, it's no different. You're in control of your car. And that's just the way it works. So if the car tries to do something silly or something I don't want, maybe just personal opinion or preference, like this, it's being a little goofy, boom, I just held it. I just held the steering wheel, I took over, and now I'm driving again. Now that I kind of centered it, now that's how I would normally drive the car. I don't want the car to be, goofing around like that. Again, in a video I make for YouTube, people want to see what the car's going to do, not what I'm going to do. So we let it go a little longer and see what the car does. Safely, of course. Now, normally, as you just saw there, I would just take over. And it is so simple to do so. Let's get past another red light. I'm trying to have something actually exciting going on here. So going around this bend, I know most people click off the video after the first few minutes or something. So I want you to see this point, how easy it is to take over. So I saw that turn signal. I was ready to do something, but they waited for us. So the car's steering itself right now. I'm not steering. I can wiggle it a little bit. If I want to take over, I can take one finger. And I just took over. That's it. That one finger. Oh, you didn't see my other hand. Let me put my hand here so you don't think I'm cheating you. Boom. I took over with that one finger. That's it. That's all I did. And I'm steering again. I can use my pinky. That's how easy it is to stop the car from doing something. There is no wrestling with control with beta. You are in control all the time. I hope you can hear the frustration in my voice because it is frustrating. So right here, the car is braking a little awkwardly, a little too far back. I just took over and I continued because I didn't want to do that weird braking. There's people, they're not close behind me, but they're back there. They're back behind me back there. I don't want to be annoying. I don't want to be in the way. I'm driving until I cleared that situation and then do that. This blinking yellow, I just have my foot on the accelerator because I know the car likes to slow more than I would for blinking yellows. We get a little too close to that piece of snow, I steer it. This is how beta works. It's a constant, effort to be disengaging and letting the car do stuff, but correcting it when it's wrong or even temporarily wrong. Because so right here, the car's trying to brake too much. I'm just pressing the accelerator to move through. I see that it's clear. I'm still pressing the accelerator and now I let off. So I get a lot of these comments that, see my videos and they're like, oh, you should be intervening more. Sorry, I just had to clear my throat. You're totally right. That's what Tesla tells us. They say intervene, and that kind of sends them data back. I'm not arguing that's how it actually works. I don't care. I'm just telling you, what we were told. And so you take over, and so like that, what are you doing? I just took over. That's it. My hands were even slightly off the wheel. They were near it, and I didn't like what it was doing, so I just took over. Like, there's no confusion. Watch, here it's going to try to go to the right. Oh, maybe not this time. Usually it tries to go into that right lane, and I don't let it. But there, that time it did it right. So it's so easy to take over and to interact with the car as you're driving, just like any car that you're driving on the road. If I'm in a Ford or that car or that car or that car, and I take my hands off the steering wheel, or I don't pay attention, or I text somebody, the chance of me hitting somebody goes up extremely high. That's just how it is when you drive. Sorry, I'm trying not to talk at red lights because they're boring. So there's green again. Think about it like, would I rather fall asleep in this car right now on this autopilot full self-driving, or would I rather fall asleep in that car over there? So I'm hitting the accelerator because I don't want to slow down that much. The car's slowing too much. I let off the accelerator. The car's doing all this now. But it's a constant me interacting with the car. Would I want to fall asleep in this Malibu here? We're at our destination, so the car's stopping. I just take over. Boom, as simple as that. Or would I want to fall asleep in my car that will actually stop at this stop sign? You know what I mean? Would I want to pass out or have a heart attack in a Tesla that'll actually attempt to do the right thing versus a dumb car that will just keep going off into all those parked cars, or into a pedestrian, or into a bike, or into a wall, or whatever it does? It's just, I hope you can hear the frustration, because it seems there is no personal responsibility when it comes to Tesla vehicles. So, you got the NHTSA recall for the rolling stops. You know what? That's perfectly fine. I don't care. Like, you legally shouldn't be rolling stops. That's how it is. But people do it constantly. That doesn't make it okay, but that's what happens. So then Tesla, take that back. But I just put my speed up to 30 in a 25. So I see this pedestrian, so I'm just hitting the brake. I don't know what they're going to do. They might jump out in front of my car because they're crazy. You know what I mean? So like, that's the way I normally use beta. They did stop and wait for me. They were very nice. So anyway, there, I just set my speed limit to 30. That's illegal. Should NHTSA be regulating that autopilot and full self-driving I can't do that? I don't know. I mean, I'm not arguing that that's right for me to be able to do that, or it's wrong for me to be able to do that. It's just kind of a comparison, a thought. So like this pulling over thing, I let it do that. But normally I just would have hit the accelerator because it's goofy. Like, I don't like those goofy things when I'm driving. So we stop here at the stop sign. We have somebody to our left that we kind of got here at the same time, and the car's moving through, but it's going too slow. So boom, I hit the accelerator. I mean, that's it. If I'm filming how does full self-driving do in this situation video, I would have let it just slowly move through that intersection, wasted a few seconds of my time and the person to the left of me's time. But overall, like, it's not dangerous. It's just because people want to see what the car does. Now, I just wanted to kind of get that point across. There's no struggling for control. Now, the last thing, I know I'm kind of going off all over the place. The last way you can take over is you simply touch the brake. So, boom, I just touched the brake, I'm in full control. Just like any cruise control on any car. I can turn it back on, the car's in control. I can use my pinky if I want, I'm in control. I mean, it's that simple. I can turn it back on, it's doing something goofy, so I'm just gonna take the steering wheel there and not allow it to do that goofy thing. Turn it back on. It's just, there should be no confusion. And the biggest problem with kind of my platform and YouTube is that the initial people this goes out to, you're all having watched my videos for a long time for the most part. So you know all of this, or you think you do. And so that little thing to the left, did you see it kind of move to the left a little bit? I was ready. I had my hand here. So if it tried to move to the left anymore, it simply can't. Watch. I'll do it with this turn. So if I don't want it to make this turn, I'm just going to hold the steering wheel. There, it can't do it because I was holding the steering wheel. Now it's warning me to take over control immediately because it thinks maybe I'm not paying attention or something. But I didn't want it to make that left turn. So I just held the steering wheel. It's as simple as that. Let me put in, so there's nobody behind me. I just want to put in this destination right here. We're in a neighborhood, so there's nobody really driving here. And I'm going to turn this on in this neighborhood. Now it might be goofy because the road is so wide, but I'm just going to hold the steering wheel. There, now it can't do anything anymore. So it has its right turn signal on. I don't want to turn right. All I did was hold the steering wheel. It cannot turn right because I didn't allow it. I see someone with their dog, they're kind of looking at me funny. I'm just gonna drive away from them so I don't, freak them out or anything. We can turn this back on and see what it does. But it's as simple as that. If you want to fully take over control of everything, I just tap the brake. Everything's off. I'm driving manually like any other car. So I don't want there to be confusion around that. And to continue my thought of, so this is too fast, I'm going to turn it down to 10 miles per hour. I think that's more appropriate. It's actually kids over there, so I'm not even going to go over there. I'm just going to turn around. The problem with YouTube and whatever is the people watching this will be my audience, and they know all these things. And you can use this to share with your friends and say, like, look, I know you saw that article and I like Tesla, and you were saying things that it seemed kind of scary or whatever, but look how simple it is when somebody is just paying attention to their car. The thing you need to worry about, which is what you always need to worry about in any car, is people that aren't paying attention, that are being irresponsible, that are texting or sleeping or putting makeup on or reading a book or whatever they're doing. So like there, that left turn, I completely let the car do it. It was fine. It's going a little too close to this car, so I just took over and I'm going to move over. I don't want to go close to that car. I'm not like, I don't care if it can do it or not. I just am going to take over. So okay, I hope I drove the point across to you. Yeah, so just keep in mind, like, these articles suck. I don't know, they're so annoying. Like, they sometimes present good sides to both, but a lot of times they focus on the negative because that's what gets people clicking and gets people excited and gets people engaged, is negative things more than positive. If they posted an article and they're like, wow, this guy's Tesla drove for 10 minutes and nothing happened, like, nobody cares. It's like, okay. So yeah, the point of this video is there's no struggling to take over a full self-driving. There's not. There's no struggling. All right, I put in one last destination here. I'm getting hot. I'm a little worked up. So I'm going to turn beta on. One more demonstration here, okay? I'm gonna use my single finger. The car wants to turn left. I'm not going to let it. That's it. It can't turn left because I didn't let it. I mean, it's as simple as that. So I'm going to put in one more destination here. You can check out this drive, or you can be done. You can use this information however you like. There is no struggling to take over beta or autopilot or full self-driving. I don't like how close it got to that car. I mean, it's as simple as that. So check out this drive. This is how I actually use it when I'm using it and I'm not filming a video for YouTube, because I do use this system constantly. I use it for pretty much all of my driving, unless I'm in a big hurry, which look at that. Like, if I'm in a hurry being dangerous, then I don't use beta. How silly is that? So yeah, I don't know. Check it out, see how it does. We'll just fast forward. You can check it out, and I hope you enjoyed this one. If you have questions about beta, leave them below. I try to be as unbiased as I can. Everyone has their biases, but I try to just, show you, present things, and then you can do, with that information what you want.
So Autopilot and I are happily driving along. So Autopilot and I are happily driving along. So Autopilot and I are happily. So Autopilot and I are happily driving along.